Pastor A has given me an assignment, and it's called Enduring Obedience. Enduring Obedience. Now, you think about this. How many of y'all, when you were saved, you had this zeal, you going around, you getting people, witnessing to people, getting people saved left and right. If the Lord told you to do something, you ran and did it. Immediately, didn't think about it. But man, as you grow in the things of God, as you continue to grow in your journey, guess what? Challenging times are going to come. And sometimes it's not as easy to obey. Because guess what? You got this struggle, this thing going on inside of us. And I want us, let's look up that word endure. Because I want you to see, even the Lord tells us, those who endure to the end, what? They shall be saved. Guess what? It's not about starting. We're going to finish strong. You know that on the wall, pastor's quote that says what? Die empty. We're going to die empty. We're going to fulfill everything God has called us to do. And guess what? You got to lean into that. It can't just be a nice quote on the wall. We can't just throw it around. But you got to lean into it. You got to believe it for yourself. Let's give it up for Pastor A. Hey, baby. I know you're watching online. I don't take it for granted to be before the people. So thank you, honey. So let's read this. Endure. To hold one's ground in conflict. Now, we're going to be doing a lot of reading, so get your Bibles out and your phones. We're going to be doing some scriptures. But the thing I want you to see yourselves. Today is about paying attention to the inward person. We're going to talk about the inner man. The war is inside, in that heart, in this mind. And guess what? No one will know you dealing with stuff but you and the Lord. So guess what? Lean into this for yourself. So to endure, to hold one's ground in conflict, to bear up against adversity. Now y'all have some adversity. Come on, hold out under stress, to stand firm, to persevere under pressure, wait calmly and courageously. It is not a passive resignation to fate and mere patience, but this is the part. It is active, energetic resistance to defeat. That means we got to do something. The Lord has done God has done what he's going to do. He sent Jesus. He's given us power. He's given us authority so that we can dominate. God has called us to dominate in the earth. Every situation, say every situation. Even the situation you find yourself in today that you can't see a way out. You're meant to dominate and be fruitful. Fruitful meaning results. We're going to get some results. Okay, so we're going to go through a lot of scripture, but let me get through this. Because this is the thing. One thing, as I was going through this and talking about enduring obedience, I started thinking about our own story. The story of the Spirit of the Lord Family Church. Family, when Pastor Aeneas and I decided to obey God, he obeyed God because he was running for 2 years. When we decided to step off and obey God, oh my gosh, it was one of the worst seasons of our lives. Many of y'all know the story. Years before, Pastor and I had bought 6 dealerships at one time. While he was still playing, we got family involved to help us and friends. And guess what, guys? It didn't go so well. We lost millions of dollars. We had issues with relationships. And guess what? Our marriage suffered. We have 4 young kids. And we're growing up. They're growing up here. We have no family here. But you know what? God is so faithful because we endured. Guess what? With all that stuff going on, and literally, Pastor is traveling back and forth from St. Louis to Louisiana to save the dealerships while we're starting the church in the basement. Now get this. 2007, okay, mortgage people, housing people. Y'all remember the housing market? So we're literally selling our house. The house was literally on the market while we got people in the basement. So they were at least like, got to get them out. We got to show them. We got an open house. It was interesting, right? Miss LaJuan and Pastor Sam, y'all been with us a long time. Miss Perry, those who've been around, y'all remember us with those sons. But this is the thing. Our God is so faithful. So just like we had to endure, you're going to have to endure. We had no excuse. There was no excuse. Well, you know what? I guess y'all can just pack it up and go to Louisiana. It's not working out too well. Because it was early enough to do that. The Lord told us he would send the gifts. He would send the people. And he's been so faithful in the midst of it all. And we've been through some trials. We've been through some major tests. But he has been so faithful. So we're going to look at some of the characters in the Bible that we have seen year after year. And I want y'all to zero in on some of these things. I have 2 points today. We win from within. Say, we win from within. And it ends from within. It ends from within. So how many winners I got in here? We are winning in every area of our lives. So we're going to jump on in. We're going to talk about dominating in every situation. Let's talk about Daniel. Let's get my scriptures up. Okay, let's go. So you all know the story of Daniel. Do you remember the children of Israel in captivity to Nebuchadnezzar in Babylon? And they took some articles out of the temple, and they took some of these teenagers, the young, the best, from the royal family. And this is where we start off. Then the king instructed Aeneas, the master of his eunuchs, to bring some of the children of Israel, some of the king's descendants, and some of the nobles. Young men. Everybody say next up. Young adults, where are y'all? Can I see you? Can I hear you? Come on, next up, come on. Okay, they had no blemish, but they were good looking, gifted in all wisdom, possessing knowledge and quick to understand, who had ability to serve in the king's palace and whom they might teach language. Because they were going to put them through some courses. They were going to use them in Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom. They're going to learn literature of the Chaldeans. You can go a little faster. And the king appointed for them a daily provision. Now pay attention to this. The king appointed for them daily provision of the king's delicacies, the wine, which they would drink, for 3 years of training for them, so that at the end of that time they might serve before the king. They're getting trained up to be used in Nebuchadnezzar's kingdom. Now from among those of the sons of Judah were Daniel, Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah. Keep going. Okay, and then the chief of the eunuchs gave them names. Y'all know they changed the names. Keep going. But Daniel, this is the part, purposed in his heart. That's your first point. I want y'all to think about this. If I'm going to win from within, I got a purpose in my heart. That means we got to be intentional about changing some things. Today, guys, we're going to talk about your inward atmosphere. What are you thinking about? What are you meditating on? What are you saying to yourself? Because Daniel had a choice here. Think about it. He's one of the Hebrew boys that are brought in, come from the royal family. He's used to a certain regimen. But Daniel purposed in his heart that he would not defile himself with the portion of the king's delicacy, all the rich drink and wines and all the foods. So guess what he did? He chose not to go with it. How many of y'all know that was a purposeful act? He decided, he didn't tell the Hebrew boys, he said to himself, I will not defile myself. He purposed in his heart. He had to decide something inside. Now, let me tell you, there's a lot of pressure here. Okay, they're in captivity, and here he's a young man. He says, I'm not going to eat the king's food. That takes a whole lot of courage, a whole lot of pushback. Can you imagine the other Hebrew boys saying, what? We in captivity, man. What are you talking about? But how many of y'all know Daniel knew something about himself? He knew who he was. He knew his identity. Now, that's the thing we have to think about. Do we purpose in our heart to go against the grain? To not go with culture when it's popular? Not doing everything they're talking about on social media? We have to purpose in our own hearts that guess what? We're not going to defile ourselves. We're not going to go with the flow. When we have a conviction on the inside. And nobody knows about the conviction but you. That's the part. You're not impressing anybody else. And now look at this. Now God had brought Daniel into the favor and goodwill of the chief of the eunuchs. Okay, so I'm going to fast forward here. He's going to talk to the eunuch, the chief of the eunuchs, and tell him, say, hey, you know what? How about if you test us in this, if we don't eat of the king's delicacies, but we just eat the vegetables, right? And so he wanted to change all that. And the eunuch is panicked. He said, what are you talking about? I have to go before the king. If you guys don't show up being healthy and whole before the king, that is my neck. Right? So guess what? But this is what Daniel's saying, test us in this. Trust me. Guess what? Just let us do this. And guess what? Do you know they did it? And they came out even stronger and healthier than all the other ones. When you do it God's way, he shows up. He shows up and he shows out. They were healthier. And guess what? Do you know that got the king's attention? So Daniel had favor with the king. But he's a young man making choices to honor God. No matter the culture, no matter what situation, no matter captivity, the struggle, the pressure, think about enduring. Pressure's on you, even on your job to do things, maybe things that are unethical. Think about those inward decisions that you got to make that nobody knows about. But guess what? You got to make a stand. So that's Daniel. But Daniel's only one of them. All right? So I want y'all to think about this. What is that area that God is pressing you about obeying? Not the easy ones. But the thing, you had the purpose in your heart. And I don't want to say this is not just negative stuff. This goes for even fulfilling your purpose, doing the things that God has put in your heart. So even as I was going through this, I started thinking, even Pastor has one of those purpose in your heart stories. Many of y'all know the story, but I'm just going to share it here. Because some of y'all, the Lord's been tapping on your heart to step out. And it makes no sense in this season, in this economy. It makes no sense to do it right now. But I want to encourage you, is God telling you purpose in your heart to take a step? You all know the pastor went to Southern University, chased and followed behind his brother Achilles. He majored in accounting, right? He was in political science, did everything his brother did. But you know what? It entered his heart to walk on the football team his junior year at Southern University, HBCU, because it was in his heart, purpose in his heart. And let me tell you this. Not only did he walk on, guys, he didn't want to just be, on the bench. He wanted to be a part of the traveling team. But Pastor had this thing. Remember how unusual Daniel was? Y'all are unusual. You're children of the Most High God. You're different. You're unique. And if you sit in this house, you definitely got something special on you. Do you know, and I brought this, so Pastor started thinking now, he's at HBCU walking on his junior year, and this man starts thinking about, I want to be one of the best. So he starts to think about Frank Minifield and Ronnie Lott, two of the best lock-up corners. And guess what? He could just say, I want to be the best, and talk to his buddies about, I want to be the best and be like Ronnie Lott. He said not a word to no human being. This is what the man did. Y'all's pastor. This is what your pastor did. He went and got a shirt made for himself with Minnie Lott on it, number 13. Who does this? Someone who has purpose in their heart to be one of the best. So you all know the story. He was starting by the 5th game. We just came back. He was drafted in the 3rd round. But think about it. We just came back from the Hall of Fame. It's a Cinderella story. No, it's a God story. But what about your story? What about your story? What's the unusual instructions God has given you that you're sitting on? Purpose in your heart. Be intentional. Move out. Whatever God tells you to do, step into it. Amen? So I want y'all to think about that. This is inside, inner thoughts. What are you meditating? What are you thinking? What's that God idea that's popping up? You step out, not running through man's ears. What do you think about? What do you think if I do this? What do you think if I start this? If God said it, be about it. Be about it. All right, so that's Dan. You were talking about Dan. We talked PA. All right, guys, so this is the thing. How do we win from within? Pay attention to the internal conversations we're having with ourselves. What are you saying to yourself? Because guess what, guys? We win or lose based on that inner conversation. When things are going on at work, what are you saying? What are you mulling over? What are you meditating on? What are you thinking about? And I want to put up the slide on the victim and the victor. It's 2 categories I want us to focus on. We talk about this internal atmosphere. Because from that atmosphere, guess what? How many of y'all know things happen in atmospheres? Supernatural things happen in the atmosphere. What about toxic atmosphere? Have y'all been in a toxic atmosphere and fights breaking out, people cussing each other out? What about your internal conversation? What about your internal atmosphere? Is that toxic? Is there a lot of fear, doubt, insecurity? Are you focusing on your weaknesses, your insecurities? No excuses. Because we win from within. We win from within. So we're going to look at Hannah's life. I'm going to go through these point here. Victims. Now we think about victims. I want you to think about the victim, the pity party. Because I've been there. Anybody been to pity parties? Even while in ministry, even while pastoring. Been in pity parties. Pity parties. I call them snot sessions. It's literally in the midnight hour when you're going through that pressure's on and things are happening. You don't understand. You're like, God, where are you? I've been serving you. Ministering to people, building people up, serving everybody. What about me? Where are you? Rehearsing the hurts and sins of the past. Now we know, fam, many of us have endured some serious abuse in the past, but this is the thing, family. We have a choice. Do we want to stay there and wallow in it? Because that's the thing I found. True of Tracy. God will allow what you will allow. You have to choose. If I'm going to win from within, I got to choose to do something. I got to make it. I got to start thinking different. I got to start talking differently to myself. Well, you know this happened and they doing this and that. And okay, we're going to get to this. Let me get through this. I get to hand. I got some. Okay. Filter through life's disappointments, because we're in the victim mentality. We stay stuck. We can't move. It's hard to step out when you constantly talking about the past, what's going on, what's happened, which may be very real. We blame and question God. Bitterness sets in. Now let's switch to the victor. This is where we're going to be, because you're going to have to choose to be a victor. You have to choose victory. Yes, I've been a victim in the past. All of us have been victimized in some way. And we can play that pity party over and over again. But we have a choice. Y'all are going to choose. All of us are going to choose. We are going to choose to win from within and to end from within. We're going to stand in authority God has already given us, because Jesus paid the price. We stand in authority. We take dominion. Yes, it happened. Guess what, God? But you got something greater. All right? Confident in God's word working for you. The word works. But we got to work it. And guess what? It's not overnight. It's enduring. It's over time, with pressure, with all those things coming against us. Bold and believing that things can change. It's going to change. Breakthrough is mine. The Holy Spirit is with me. All right? So let's go to Hannah. Let's go to Samuel. All right. Okay, so you all know Elkanah. Elkanah had 2 wives. You remember the first one, Peninnah, where she's putting out kids, okay? All right, Hannah could not have any kids, okay? So let's go there. He's got these 2 wives. And whenever the time came for Elkanah to make an offering, he would give portions to Peninnah, his wife, and to all her sons and daughters. So he's giving out for their offering, okay? But to Hannah, he would give her a double portion. Do you know why he gave her a double portion? For her and for the child that he was believing that she would have, right? A double portion, because he loved her so much. Although the Lord had closed her womb. That was what was believed in those days. Go ahead. And her rival also provoked her. Now, how many of y'all been provoked? You know they wrong. And they keep coming at you. And you like, God, what's up with that? Now, I'm coming into workplace. I'm bringing the light. I'm shining bright for Jesus. I'm arising. And I got to put up with this. Pay attention. Her rival provoked her severely to make her miserable, because the Lord had closed her womb. Now she's barren, and now she's being provoked by Peninnah. So it was year by year. That's some time, guys. Time. And you thinking, Lord, where are you? Don't you see it? He sees it. But you know he's looking at? Me. He's looking at us. He observes. God knows everything. He sees it all. He's wanting to see how are we going to respond. Okay, so she's being provoked. When they went to up to the house of the Lord, that she provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Hannah's depressed. She's feeling the weight. Okay, she's barren. She's got a husband that loves her. But Peninnah spit him out, and she's provoking her. Okay? Then Elkanah, her wife, says to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? Why is your heart grieved? How many been there? All right? Am I not better than you than 10 sons? I'm here. I love you. So Anna arose after they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh. Now Eli, the priest, remember Eli? The priest was sitting on the seat by the doorpost of the tabernacle of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul. Wow, she's in bitterness of soul. Look what happens. She prayed to the Lord. Shift. Victim. Woe is me. Peninnah's coming after. She's always provoking me. I don't have any kids, Lord. Why? When? How? Why are you doing this? Why is this happening to me? What have I done to deserve this? Victim. But now she's shifting. And you can choose that. You can choose to shift. So she prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish. She's desperate. No man, even her husband, can't quell that thirst for a child. Okay? Then she made a vow. So in the midst of her turning to the Lord, she gets a download. Think about that idea, to make a vow. And look how specific this is. O Lord of hosts, if you will indeed look on the affliction of your maidservant and remember me, Lord, and not forget your maidservant, Who is she talking to? Is she talking to one of her maids or talking to her husband about all this? Internal atmosphere from victim to victor. Praying, going to God about this. Don't forget your maidservant, but give your maidservant a what? Not just a child. Let me talk about specific, a male child. Then I will give him to the Lord all the days of his life, and no razor shall come upon his head. Now let's go. Next. And it happened as she continued praying before the Lord that Eli washed her mouth. So she's in her anguish. She's talking to the Lord privately. Nobody sees her. He's thinking she's drunk. And remember, I told you, don't care about what it looks like. Internal. She's talking to God. She's just pouring out to the Lord and telling about her vow to him. Next. Now Hannah spoke in her heart. That's what I want y'all to see. In her heart. What are you speaking in your heart? What is a promise that has been delayed? What are you saying on the inside? What are you saying to yourself about it? Are you praying and turning from victim like, wow, I don't know why it's happening this way? You say, nope, God, what are you saying? What does your word say? What are my promises? Because this is the Old Testament, family. We got a book full of promises in the New Covenant. We can find our promises and hold on them. Now Hannah spoke in her heart. Only her lips moved, but her voice was not heard. Therefore, Eli thought she was drunk. So Eli said to her, how long will you be drunk? Put your wine away from you. Move on. But Hannah answered and said, no, my Lord, I'm a woman of sorrowful spirit. I have drunk neither wine nor intoxicating drink, but have poured my soul before the Lord. Do not consider your maidservant a wicked woman, for out of the abundance of the complaint, grief have I spoken until now. Next. Then Eli answered and said, go in peace. She held on to this word. Go in peace, and the God of Israel grant your petition which you have asked of him. Now, look at the next statement. This is the part I want y'all to see. He said, go in peace. This is Old Testament. And she she said, let your maidservant find favor in your sight. So the woman went away and ate. From victim, depressed, not eating. She went away and ate. Her face was no longer sad. Now she done switched from victim to victor because she know the promise is coming. And this part, she ain't even laid with Elkanah yet. She has not even laid down to have sex, to even have the baby, but she knows. Family, we're in a new covenant. When we got that promise, you hold to that thing as if it is done. Jesus already paid for it. Then they rose early and worshiped for the Lord and returned and came to the house, and Elkanah knew Hannah. They got it going. All right. He came into her. They had sex, okay, and his wife, and the Lord remembered Hannah. She poured out, guys. She switched from victim. The Lord, come on, family. In the season of arise, the year of arise, in the season of obey, God will let you sit in it. He'll let you replay it over and over and over again. But you got to decide. I'm going to win from within. Hold up. What's the promise? I'm going to God. Your word says this. I'm standing on this and this. What is that long-awaited promise, family? So pay attention to that. We have power and authority to dominate in every area of our lives. And God has already done it. He's already paid for it. And we got to stand it and walk in it and believe it for ourselves. Okay, keep going. Okay, let's go. Let's go to the prodigal son. So a couple months ago, intercessory prayer. Intercessors, where are y'all? Come on, intercessory. Y'all be coming out on Saturdays. Do y'all remember Pastor saying, he says, you know what? One thing I found in the Bible, when a man said something, he actually walked it out. Y'all remember that? And that arrested me. What I say inside of myself, what I say to myself, I do tend to walk that out. Like right now, some of y'all said, you know what? We're going to leave here. We're going to go to Bristol's. Guess what? I'm going to go home and take a nap. And guess what? We're going to go to the park. Y'all have already made plans. And guess what's going to happen? You're going to leave here. You're going to go to Bristol's. Y'all going to go to... We literally do this every day. We have conversation on the inside about what we're going to do. And do you know that is a powerful thing? You can do that. You can switch stuff up in your own life. You can shift that internal atmosphere just like that by saying something. So let's go to the story of the prodigal son. Let's go to Luke 15, 11 through 32. Now, y'all know about this. The father had two sons. All right? A certain man had 2 sons, right? Let's go. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falls to me. So he divided to them his livelihood. And not many days after, the younger son gathered all together and journeyed a far country, and there wasted his possessions with prodigal living. Wasteful living, doing the things, all he wanted to do in the world, tore it up, right? But then what happened? When he spent all, there arose a severe famine in the land. Now he's in trouble. Now he's in want. Now, think about it. That's why we listen to our parents, because parents know things, right? As Pastor always says, guess what? Kids see down the street, parents see around the corner, they know how it's going to go. Now, we have a choice in this season of Obey to honor our parents by their words, carry weight. Oh, we want to do it the hard way. End up in the ditch just like the prodigal son. But we can learn something from the prodigal son. Then he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him into his fields to feed the swine. He's a Jew. Now he's feeding the swine, and he's thinking about eating the same pods as the swine are. He's literally defiling himself. He's joining himself to a Gentile, which is a big deal for a Jew. And he would gladly have filled his stomach, gladly, with eating what the pigs are eating. That's pretty desperate. Now this is what I want to say to you guys. He's come to the end of himself because of his own mistake. Even because of his own mistake, God's doing something here that we can learn from. Even if we have made mistakes, that we feel counts us out, that we are no longer eligible for God's blessing. I'm going to tell you not so. The Lord's already paid for it. No matter if it's addiction, whatever you think he cannot change, cannot shift, I'm telling you, it's something that this prodigal did. And we would gladly feel, say, go on next. But when he came to himself, wait a minute, what am I doing? Think about your Hey, what am I doing? Why am I in this again? Why am I at this house? Why am I smoking this again? Why am I looking at this again? What are you fed up with? But when he came to himself, he said something. Turn your neck and say, he said something. And I can say something. And even that seems so simple, like, how can that work, okay? He said something. How many of my father's hired servants have bread enough to eat, to spare, and perish with hunger? Next. He said this. I will arise. Are we in the season of arise? Say, I will arise. No, do it like, come on, y'all got to do this. I will arise. I will arise and go to my father. This is what he's saying. I will arise and go to my father and will say, I'm going to say to him, this is what I'm going to say. Father, I have sinned against heaven and before you. And I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. Just make me like one of your servants. And what he said, he did. And he arose. Come on, say, he arose. And he came to his father. But when he was still a great way off. Isn't this beautiful? The father saw him and ran to him. He saw him and he had compassion, like your God has compassion. No matter how far you've gone, no matter if you did it, you did it. It was your fault. But guess what? It's not too late. And he ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. What did he do? The son said to his father, what he said, he did. Father, I have sinned against heaven, and in your sight, I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, bring out the best robe. Do you know robe means authority? You know that means his shame, his guilt is covered. And put it on him. Put the ring on his hand. That's a sign of authority. That's signet. Now he has all rights and privileges. Now this last part, on the sandals of his feet. He came home to be a servant. Now in these days, only servants didn't have sandals. Slaves didn't wear sandals. Only sons that were not servants. He was a son. Bring the fatted calf, and they had a whole party. But I want you to know, no matter how far you feel like you have gone, and yes, it was your fault, and you right now, you may be in the midst of it right now. It is not too late. But you got to start saying something. You got to start saying something. What are you going to do? We were at the Hall of Fame, and one of the Hall of Famers was sitting with us, a friend of ours, been with us, known us for years. And he was talking about he was with one team, and he had a drug problem. And God just supernaturally worked in that situation where he got released from the team. Then he got picked up by a team that had all these programs set up in place to help people with addictions and all kinds of stuff. And he said, because he's that Hall of Famer, so that one game, the first game of this new team, he tore it up. All kind of reception, just kind of. And so after the game, he went out with the young guys and got sloppy drunk. And you know what he said across that table from us? He said, then I said to myself, what are you doing? God's grace has got you to this place. These people love you. These people got programs set in place. From that day till this day, that man is delivered. That man is walking in freedom. That day he was assigned, when he made a decision, come on, he decided. He said, and I'm telling you, family, it may feel like, this seems so simple, Pastor Tracy. You say with my mouth, because guess what? What you say with your mouth has power. Power of life and death. Power of life and death is the power of the tongue. But it starts with your thoughts. What are you meditating on? What are you going over and over and over again in your mind? That toxic victim atmosphere, you can shift it to victory. You can start meditating on, yes, what? I am free. I am free from addiction. I am totally delivered. I don't care why you're smoking a blunt. I don't care if you're watching a pornography. You could be watching it right now. Say, me and my wife, we have a great relationship. We have an awesome relationship. I am free from this addiction. You say it now. You don't wait. Because guess what? God will come for your words. You got to do it. He's already paid the price. God's not going to do it. He's done it. He has sent Jesus to die for us. He's given us all authority, all power to dominate in the earth, to have results, to be fruitful. But say, I got to say something. I got to decide how this plays out. I got 2 minutes. 2-minute warning tells me it's a lot of time, 2 minutes in football. Okay. I'm going to tell the story about myself. So 6th grade, I have a twin sister. My mom talked to my sister about sexual acts. She said, girls, it'd be a beautiful thing if you will wait to have sex. It's going to be awesome when you get to that altar and your husband's coming forward and you know no man has known you. That's what she said. At that moment, Tracy, purpose in her heart, said, now you can tell Stacy this. This was my choice. Singles, you can decide. I said to myself, you know what? I'm saving myself. I'm not going to have sex before I'm married. And every relationship, every person I dated, isn't that corny? I don't have sex, so I'm just letting you know up front. And Pastor Aeneas was one of those people. Yeah, no, I don't fornicate. He's like, fornication? What does that mean? And when he found what fornication was, then he's like, man, you telling people this? Yes, I'm telling you this. But fast forward. So PA and I are dating. He gets drafted. He goes to Arizona Cardinals. I'm at Southern University, Baton Rouge, Jaguars. I go visit my boyfriend. Now, I done said these words in 6th grade. And you know when you get alone, come on, y'all alone, you're in a park, the music going, and I'm in Arizona. I just came from Louisiana, you know, with my boyfriend. Who knows, we could get married. You never know. This might be our fiance. How we can talk our way. Hey, this might be the one I'm going to be. And let me tell you, that flesh was rearing, and I'm going to tell you now, I'm going to be honest and transparent, just like Brother Al. He was transparent, and I'm saying for myself, ladies and gentlemen, Pastor Aeneas and I were right there where anything could have happened at that very moment. But our God, I'm going to tell you something. God came for my words. And literally, I came to myself, get up, get out of here. You got to take me back to my hotel. I got to get out of here. So, thank y'all. I am out of time. Thank you, Lord. You're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy, you're worthy, God. Great is your name, oh God.